Saudara Bang Mat Sabu, Saudara Rafizi, my colleagues in PJ, Rajiv, Dean, Weng San, my fellow members and volunteers, the good people of Petaling Jaya and Selangor, Salam Jatra, Selamat Malam, Salam Ubah, Salam Bersih, Tajia Wan San Hao. I have a lot of apologies to give tonight. I have to apologize a lot tonight. The first apology I have to make is that every time I come up on stage at a DAP Fundraising Dinner recently, I always seem to get into a lot of trouble. Last year, when I was on stage, among the many problems which I faced had included being banned from traveling overseas, have included being investigated under the Penal Code 124B, that is carrying out activities detrimental to parliamentary democracy, punishable by up to 20 years in jail. It's funny. Scary. That seems to have passed. But my problems are not over. New ones keep coming up. As you may have read from the papers recently, now I have been barred from going into Sabah. Last year I was barred from going into Sarawak. That has apparently been lifted, but now I cannot go to Sabah. Just in March I went there for a weekend for training for my members. A month later I want to go in again to talk about 1MDB. Sorry, I got to send you back on the next flight. And I'm banned from Sabah. But that might be a small problem because now, other than Saudara Rafizi, who has the highest number of suits on his head, I don't know how he does it, but at least I can proudly say I hold the record of the number of defamation suits by the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Dato' Sri Najib Razak. Don't clap so loud. Later I lose very painful on the pocket. But this time round, his second defamation suit, he had another additional item. He actually filed for an injunction, a temporary interim injunction against me to stop me from repeating the words that he claimed was defamatory. So until I challenge the injunction, the date is set for 24th of May. I am not allowed to say the words that he is a thief and robber who robbed the people of this country. So I must apologize to you that tonight I cannot say that he is a thief, but I will still tell you how $731 million for some reason or other, somehow or other, ended up from 1MDB into his personal bank account in M-Bank of Dato' Sri Najib Razak. I want to tell everyone that there is a general sentiment out there, as expressed by some of my colleagues earlier. There's a degree of tiredness, a degree of apathy. Sienna. Every day Tony Puan talk the same thing. 1MDB. Can talk something else or not? You think I want to talk 1MDB every day? I also Sienna. I also tired. But that's 2050. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is because we didn't give up. It is because we didn't give in to the Sienna. That is the reason why the whole 52 billion 1MDB scandal is unraveling once again right in front of our very eyes today. For those who read newspapers, the last 2 weeks has been a terrible 2 weeks for Dato Sri Najib Razak. For the past year, he has been telling Malaysians, don't worry, 1MDB tak ada masalah lagi. Semua sudah selesai. Kita ada rationalization exercise. Semua hutang, no problem. Tak perlukan bantuan daripada kerajaan Malaysia. But we have now since exposed that that is all lies, that is all PR talk, that the reality is Malaysians now are faced with a 42 billion ringgit bill to foot because 1MDB lost all of our money. They said they settled with IPIC. Know how did IPIC come about? Let me give you a short refresher. 1MDB needed to raise $3.5 billion purportedly to buy some power plants. So they wanted someone to guarantee. They found Abu Dhabi's investment fund called IPIC, International Petroleum Investment Corporation, to guarantee this $3.5 billion. Then after that, 1MDB claimed they have already paid deposits, compensation amounting to 3.51 billion, more than the loan itself to IPIC, and therefore we don't have to pay IPIC any more money for the guarantee. But in the settlement that was signed 2 weeks ago, it was revealed by IPIC in the London Stock Exchange that the Ministry of Finance has agreed to underwrite the IPIC $3.5 billion guarantee provided to 1MDB, which means that at the end of the day, according to the Ministry of Finance themselves, for the $3.5 billion that 1MDB borrowed, Malaysians will have to pay more than $7 billion for the loan. You buy a house for 1 million but you pay 2 million. What type of nonsense is that? The question we need to ask the Prime Minister, where did the money go? If you claim that you have already paid IPIC 3.5 billion, how come they need you to pay them another 3.5 billion? Is it because the first 3.5 billion that you claim have been paid has actually been siphoned, been stolen, been misappropriated to other companies and not actually paid to IPIC as IPIC has informed the rest of the world? Actually, the truth is already out there. There's nothing for me to expose, because if you read the United States Department of Justice report, you know exactly where the money has gone. The 3.5 billion. How come the donation boxes are out? Okay. Where was I? Okay, the money. Where did it go? The money went, among other places, to the collaborators in IPIC, hundreds of millions into their account to buy property in the United States, to buy property in UK. What is here? Let us all welcome the parliamentary leader for DAP, Saudara Lim Kit Siang, arriving at tonight's dinner. So I was just saying, where did the money go? Besides going to some of the collaborators of the stolen funds, 30 million ringgit, this is just from the ABA funds, this is from the IPIC money, went into the personal bank account of Dato Sri Najib Razak, 30 million US dollars, not ringgit. So from the money that they claim that they paid IPIC, a fraction of it, 30 million, actually went through third parties into the bank account of Dato Sri Najib Razak. Why did the money end up in Dato Sri Najib Razak's account? Let me state here for the record, since the United States Department of Justice statements came out detailing how much money went into Dato Sri Najib Razak's account, he has not once, not even once, denied that it was untrue. He has kept completely silent, hoping that Malaysians will actually forget that the United States Department of Justice have outlined how 731 million US dollars went into the personal bank account of Dato Sri Najib Razak. But out of so much money, how come only 30 million end up in his account? You might ask. Ayo, 30 million only, not so bad lah. No. 30 million came into his personal bank account in Malaysia. But another 238 million US dollars went into the bank account of the company owned by Dato Sri Najib Razak's stepson, Riza Aziz. $238 million is 1 billion ringgit that went into Riza Aziz's personal company's bank account. To do what? 100 million was used to produce the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. Then the rest of the money they used to buy property. You know, he works in United States, he must have property in United States lah. He buy in Los Angeles bungalow. Your bungalow in Petaling Jaya quite expensive already. Maybe 5 million, maybe 6 million among the expensive one lah. Expensive one, maybe 5 million, 6 million bungalow lah in PJ. But in Los Angeles, he buy bungalow 17.5 million US dollar or approximately 80 million ringgit lah. That is the cost of his bungalow in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is on the west coast of America. So on the east coast you have New York. New York also must have condominium. He bought the penthouse in New York. How much? 33 million US dollars or approximately 140 million ringgit for his penthouse in New York. In US, he has property. Then in that case, in London also he must buy. Otherwise, Rosna go to London, want to shop, nowhere to go. How can? Must have some place for Rosna to stay. In London, they bought the property for 23 million pounds or approximately 160 million ringgit. That is where the money of 1MDB has gone. And that's the reason why I say, no, I never received the money. Whatever you claim you paid, I don't know who you paid to, but because I provided the guarantee of 3.5 billion, I don't care. You have to pay me back. And hence, the Malaysian government was forced to settle with IPIC so that the whole scandal doesn't blow open once again. That's